As May approaches in Minnesota, fish lovers all over the state start to get a little jumpy. Like kids on Christmas Eve, the long wait is almost over, and it's time to spool up the reels, fire up the outboards, and return to the water for one of the biggest outdoor celebrations in the state. We'll show you what the opener is all about. Plus, we spend some time on the water with a Minnesota guiding legend who has seen and done it all in his own very special way.
You're invincible when you're 18, 19, 20. And then you find out you're not.
Spring in the land of 10,000 lakes. Coming on the heels of a typical Northland winter, spring in Minnesota is an annual renewal of the outdoor lover's spirit. And in this state, one particular day on the calendar signals the official arrival of spring far more than any other. We call it simply the opener.
The fishing opener in Minnesota is a huge deal. I like to kind of joke a little bit that it's almost should be a state holiday. You know, everybody looks forward to this weekend, and it's a great tradition. It's embedded in the culture of the state.
Every year, on a Saturday in early May, thousands of anglers make a pilgrimage to their favorite Minnesota lake for opening day of the walleye fishing season. And for most, there's nothing that will keep them away.
I've fished every opener that I know of since 1976. Tent camped a lot of the openers, shoveled snow in the mornings, been swimming on opening weekend. Yeah, it's Minnesota, 70 degrees or 17 degrees, take your pick.
The flagship event of the weekend is the Governor's Fishing Opener. For more than 60 years, regardless of the weather and at a different location every year, the state's top elected official heads out to wet a line in search of and in honor of the state fish.
This opener means a lot to the state of Minnesota. It's the start of our summer tourism season. It helps promote our $13 billion industry, and it's a tradition. 69 of these things, if you can believe it, we've had in the state of Minnesota.
Big Sandy Lake near McGregor, Minnesota was the host site for this year's Governor's Opener, an event that attracts hundreds, with anglers of all ages joining in on a tradition that for most is all about family and friends.
For probably about 25 years in a row, we'd fish on the Mississippi River, little river point where a backwater creek ran in, and we called it the fishing hole. We could walk there from the hunting shack and fished with cane poles, blue and silver jigs, little fire down on the riverbank, and that was good times.
Here we go. 2016 Minnesota Fishing Opener. Let's make it happen. We're going to start off fishing along the shoreline, some of the shallow water.
But opening weekend is also about the fish. And despite the fanfare, in early May the walleye can be very difficult to find and catch.
Brutal fishing conditions, brutal fishing conditions.
Ah, this is nice.
Our opening day guide was Eric Holm, a Minnesota native who, after a lifetime of opening days, has learned sometimes the key to success on the opener is to think outside the box. While most anglers go slow and shallow with live bait in the early season, Eric looks deeper and picks up the pace with a unique crankbait trolling presentation.
Switch over to some lead core line, try trolling some small crankbaits along the bottom edge of these drop-offs. Check and see if there's some more active walleyes down a little bit deeper in the water column here. Trying to keep the cranks about a foot and a half above the bottom here. And it's fairly speed sensitive. You keep the speed right around 2.1, 2.2, let out about that 65 to 75 feet of line. We should be down around 13 feet or so, 12 and a half, 13 feet. Now if I speed the boat up, the bigger diameter lead core line, where lead core line lays in the water like this, is your dive curve for your lure, and you speed it up, this curve flattens out and it'll raise your lures up. There's your walleye.
Now he's putting up a little fight. Living in the boat. Hey, there we go. The walleye season is open. We've got the first walleye in the boat. I had to show the guide how it's done.
So, on this opener, it appears thinking outside the box is going to put some eyes in the box. But the walleye isn't the only opening day option for diehard anglers. We'll have more when Northland Outdoors returns. Welcome back to Northland Outdoors and our celebration of one of the most time-honored outdoors traditions in the Upper Midwest, the annual Minnesota Walleye Fishing Opener. The 69th Governor's Opener festivities continue at Big Sandy Lodge, with young and old enjoying the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and more than a year of planning.
I think what this event does is it draws attention to greater Minnesota, and not just greater Minnesota, but a part of our tradition and our culture. And yes, the small towns, really we have a lot of these events in small towns, and sometimes they don't have the resources to get those messages out, to do the promotions, to do the PR, and this gives them a chance to be on a stage that they couldn't be on by themselves.
All right, there we go. Fish number 2 of the 2016 fishing season here at Big Sandy Lake.
On the water, guide Eric Holm and I are still on the hunt for Minnesota state fish, trolling small shad-style crankbaits on lead core line.
The colors I like to use in the darker water like this lake has a Secchi reading of about 2.5 to 3 feet. It's just really tannin stained. When the water gets like that, I like to use whites, like the one that you caught that walleye on. And then I like to use this chrome clown. That's a really good one. The pink one, you can see this one's kind of chewed up. They've been nibbling on that a little bit. And then this goldfish one is really good in this color water too. So a chartreuse, a goldfish, or a white. And this deal here, I got kind of a unique rigging on these. Or a lot of times the fish, they'll come up and if something's not quite right, you know, they just kind of sample it or nip at it. Well, when you get that treble hook trailing that much farther behind the bait, a lot of times it'll get you another fish or two in the boat over the course of a day. I'll swing the boat a little bit.
Whoa. Keep them out of there.
And just swing them over the side and we'll see what we end up
with. Here we go. Whoop. Get back in here.
I think that one will make it.
There we go. And you're going to come in right at about 15 inches. That, ladies and gentlemen, is one for the box.
So we accomplished most Minnesota anglers' top goal for the weekend and have a few walleyes in the box. But Old Glassy Eyes isn't the only option for fishermen in the early season.
There we go.
Panfish, like crappies, are legal year-round and can be abundant and easy to catch in the early spring.
Another crappie. The crappies are cooperating on the walleye opener. Right off the hard bottom in the mud, dragging small minnow imitating plastic lures.
I got a fish.
Like a little minnow.
Look at that.
There's a nice crappie too. Nice little double. That's a nice crappie right there. Good fish. So there we go, walleye opener. Sometimes when the walleyes aren't cooperating, you can catch some crappies, but a lot of times these fish are kind of hanging out together anyway.
Yeah, they hang together. One could be a crappie and one could be a walleye, but their fish are in their comfort zone, so that's where we're fishing. We're catching whatever bites, basically.
Walleye season opener is also trout season opener in Minnesota. And in recent years, the popularity of trout, especially in stocked, abandoned mine pit lakes like this one near Crosby, are attracting more and more anglers.
I've always been a walleye northern fisherman on opening day, but this year I thought I'd change off and go out trout fishing opening day. So I did, and I'm going to do it again next year too.
Well, it used to be always northerns, and then I got into trout about 8-10 years ago, and I like it. With a big sinker, and the line goes through the sinker, and then your bait floats up about 3 feet. And then you just sit and wait, enjoy the beautiful sunshine.
Easy access is one of the main drawing cards for this fishery. Most trout waters are accessible from shore, and most trout species, like these rainbows, are willing biters.
Couple nice ones.
I love fishing trout. Well, I tell you what, from now on, I'm going out opening for trout instead of the northern. They can always go fishing northerns, you know.
It's one of the Northland's most treasured annual traditions. The Minnesota fishing opener means different things to different people. But to one man, each and every opener is special. We'll tell his incredible story when we come back. There are few places where the opening of the Minnesota fishing season is greeted with more excitement than the Brainerd Lakes area. The land of Paul Bunyan is the historic home of Minnesota tourism and one of the birthplaces of the fishing guide profession. And from almost the beginning, Hank Ebert has been a part of that profession as a member of the legendary Nisswa Guides League.
This makes the start of my 40th season. It's a long time to be guiding. I enjoy it. I enjoy guiding. That's probably the bottom line. I enjoy fishing. Just being on the water, the camaraderie with the other guides, other fishermen. It's just a fun occupation.
Hank's love of fishing started at an early age, but his road to becoming a Minnesota fishing legend took a bit of a sidetrack when Uncle Sam came calling during one of our country's toughest conflicts.
The service. Can never forget that. When I was in the service, I was in the Navy Air. I was in a helicopter squadron that primary duty was search and rescue, combat search and rescue, CSAR, Vietnam. I guess the main function was trying to pick up downed pilots that got shot down. Though we did vert reps and medevacs and other things like that. 4 years.
So you spend 4 years doing that and come home.
And within 3 months I get smashed up, and here we are. Oh well, fate.
All right, Hank.
Let's go get him.
4 decades, thousands of days on the water, and countless satisfied customers. It's a resume few fishing guides have ever attained. Hank has done it all and continues to do it with a smile on his face. But he's also accomplished his entire guiding career without the use of his legs.
When I returned from Vietnam back in 1970, shortly thereafter I was in a motorcycle versus car accident and it left me in a wheelchair. Okay, I'm home.
There we go.
To the best of my knowledge, I'm the only paraplegic fishing guide in this state.
But it hasn't really slowed you down.
No, not at all. Well, somewhat. The stuff we did when we were in the service, being stupid, and, sitting in a helicopter without a gunner's belt, looking out the door and doing stuff like that, not a care in the world because you're invincible when you're 18, 19, 20. And then you find out you're not.
His body may not have been invincible, but his heart, spirit, and love of the outdoors, especially fishing, obviously is. The business of guiding wasn't designed for a paraplegic, but Hank has made the business and the lifestyle fit, from a custom outfitted van to a chopped down lowered boat trailer. The rest is simply Hank being great at finding and catching fish.
I started fishing just when I was a little kid, like I guess most people, and just kind of stuck with it. It was either sit behind the desk, which probably would have been more practical, or my love of the outdoors has me out here. And I just really enjoy it. Enjoy meeting new people, enjoy being on the water. A lot better than being claustrophobic in an office somewhere.
When Northland Outdoors returns, more of the great Hank Ebert in action as we chase early season walleyes.
Oh, wait. I think that might be a white tip.
It is a white tip.
There's a walleye. There we go.
It's the start of a brand new fishing season in Minnesota and of another summer on the water for legendary fishing guide Hank Ebert.
What more could you ask for to be out on a calm lake like this? The sun is finally showing and no wind. It's a beautiful day, good place to be.
It's that kind of outlook that has helped Hank overcome the kinds of obstacles that would sideline many people. That and a very special ability to find and catch fish.
The wind's been blowing in here for a couple, 3 days now, so there should be a bunch of fish in here. There's a little saddle of shallow water across here, and where that other boat is, that's deep. This is the where the wind's been pushing the fish in, so hopefully there'll be some here. If we don't see some here, we'll jump on the other side and fish the downwind, or look anyway. Okay, there's one right there at 21. That is a fish. Right there, that would be a walleye. Well, it's a fish. There's another one. There they are. Okay, we'll go look. Oh, there's a third one. He's looking better.
On early season eyes, Hank employs a simple live bait rigging tactic with either a large lively minnow or a jumbo leech. The key is locating fish with his electronics before ever wetting a line. Then he uses his trolling motor to hover over the fish, keeping his bait in the strike zone until the hungry biter commits.
Nicer fish?
He's got some pull to him. Here he is.
What is it? Another snake?
Looks like a pike, yeah.
Oh, give us a break.
Oh, wait, I think that might be a white tip.
It is a white tip.
There's a walleye. Here we go.
You did it!
Woo!
Yeah,
we got her, Hank.
We got it. Right through and out.
Perfect.
You got him, you hold him.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nice job.
See, I get a walleye every now and then.
There we go. That is the fish that we're looking for today. Nice, healthy Minnesota, North Long Lake, Brainerd area walleye. Delicious fish.
Yes.
We're live bait rigging here today. I had a little tap on there, fed him some line. Watch that line start screaming.
You tightened up, locked her in, and stuck it.
Threw that hook right in his lip. There we go.
Oh, we saw him on a graph and caught him.
Yeah. We're gonna put him in the box, clean him up, maybe have a little fish fry tonight.
I'll keep guiding just as long as I can, which, you know, I'm 69 now. Probably running out of time. I'm getting a little slower. The days of doing 175 guide trips in the summer is past. I couldn't keep up with that pace any longer.
Ooh. There's a little tap. There's a fish.
Ooh, another one.
Yeah.
Let's see, where's a bunch of them under us? See if we can get another double going here. Ooh, I believe. There he goes. All
You
right.
got one?
I can't believe it.
We got a double going.
You fished the whole silly lake and come in here, we get 2 doubles.
Here we go. All right. I'll get mine in the boat and I'll net
All right.
yours.
Oh,
There we
another
go.
one.
There we go.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Nice fish, Hank.
Yes, sir.
We'll give you that one.
Hey.
We got a double. I'll grab my
All I
fish.
gotta say is a good net job. We're on them now, finally.
We're on them. They're active. They're hungry. Let's get some more.
All right, let's do it.
It's obvious that Hank Ebert lets very little stand in his way. And when it comes to overcoming adversity, well, a tough walleye bite is no big deal. Like he has with so much during his incredible life, Hank finds a way to get the job done.
This feller's heavy.
There we go.
Ah.
Right out of there.
Oh, wow, there's a solid 18, 19 inch, I get 19?
That is a nice one. You know, he felt a little bit bigger. Yeah, pretty good.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Well, Hank, I really appreciate the time here this morning.
It's a pleasure fishing with you.
It was great.
Do it again.
It was great. You put us on some fish, got us some real nice walleyes. We're gonna clean these up, we're gonna eat them. Maybe we'll have a little fish fry.
Do I have to clean them for you, or do you clean your own fish?
We'll clean our own fish,
Oh,
but you can help.
I'm good at it.
Is that? That's part of the deal. So,
Oh, yes.
Hank Ebert,
Nisswa Guides League,
Nisswa Guides League.
right in Minnesota.
I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Awesome. My pleasure.
Let's do one of those.
You got it.
All right. There we go. Great way to end the day. There we
The
go.
last 15 minutes, we just pound them. Better late than never.
All right.